Hello everyone, welcome to this masterclass on Python programming for AI data analyst. If you want to become a real data analyst, Python is not optional, it's mandatory. Companies like Google, Amazon, and Netflix uses Python for data analysis, automation, machine learning, and decision making. In this 1 hour masterclass, I'll teach you Python basics, data structures, functions, pandas for data analysis, and finally, we will solve a real business case study. By the end of this class, you will think like a data analyst, not just a coder. So let's start with introduction to Python. Python is a high-level, interpreted and general-purpose programming language known for its simple, easy to read syntax that emphasizes readability. It was created by Guido van Rossum in the year 1991. It is widely used for web development, artificial intelligence, data science, and automation. It supports multiple programming paradigms and is popular for rapid application development. So now the thing is, I'm going to explain you about the most important part of this programming language, that is nothing but the IDE of programming Python programming language. So basically I'm talking about Jupyter Notebook. Yes. So what is exactly Jupyter Notebook here? So Jupyter Notebook is an open source browser based application used for interactive computing, data science and visualization. It allows user to create documents containing live codes, markdown text, plots, and equation. It is widely used for exploratory data analysis, data cleaning, and machine learning. So basically here you need to install this in your local system and it's an offline tool. So here what you need to do, you need to know how you're going to create a Jupyter notebook in the Jupyter environment here. So you need to click on this new option, then you need to click on notebook here. Let's create a new notebook for you. Now the thing is here when you're working with the Jupyter notebook, you need to know about the terms because if you understand the interface, then you can easily work around with this platform. So basically this is called cell. Okay. So here now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to explain you about the Python basics. Python basics here. Yes. Now in Python basic, we are going to learn about the foundation that starts with what? Variables. Variables. Okay. So what is exactly variables here? So let's say if you want to store any data a con inside a container, that time you need to use this variable. So I'm going to show you how you're going to build the variables here. It's very simple. Here, first of all, I'm going with name. I'm going to use assignment operator to assign a value here. Next, I'm going to store age equals to 25 here. Then salary equals to 70,000. is underscore employee equals to true. So Python support four data types: string, integer, okay, float, and boolean here. Now, how you're going to call these things? It's very simple. We are having what functions, inbuilt functions in Python. So we need to use this print function. As you can see. Now, what is exactly string here? So whenever if you are going to write any data in quotation, Python consider it as what string data. So the thing is, when your data is available in string format, that means you cannot um, perform any type of calculation here. So that's why here you need to make sure where you have to put in the correct data type. Next, let's talk about what the length function type function here. So if you want to check the data type of each variable value, so you need to go with this what type function. Print type of, let's say if I'm typing name here you will get to see str. Next, if I type print type of is underscore employee, here you will get to see boolean. So Python preferred for data type: string, integer, float, boolean. Yes. Now let me explain you about the operators in Python. So basically, what is the actual use of operators? Operators are used to perform an operation on operands. If you want to perform any kind of task, simply you need to use what? Operators here. So we are having different types of operators. Okay. So you can say operators helps us perform calculation and comparisons. So data analysis, uh, if you want to perform 70% of calculation, simply you need to use what? Operator here. Yes. Now let's see how we are going to perform calculations here. So if you are having uh, like sales 2020 equals to 2 lakhs and sales 2021 equals to 5 lakhs. If you want to perform the calculation, like if you want to add, if you want to know total sales equals to sales 2020 plus sales 2021. Now if you print total sales, here you will get to see this is how you're going to perform calculations. Next thing, now we will see. So basically here, let's say if you want to perform conditional statements. So conditional statement help us create business rules. Let's say conditional statements is used to control the flow of the program. Conditionals helps us create business rule. Let's say if you want to classify customers as premium or normal, so that time you need to go with this what conditional statement. Let's see how we are going to perform this conditional statement. It's very simple. Let's say salary equals to, I'm taking 60,000 here. So this is how you're going to start the conditional statement with the help of if. If salary greater than 50,000, print higher income. Else print average income. Now if you run this one, here you will get to see it is showing higher income because the salary is greater than what? 60,000. Okay. So now I'm going to explain you about the data structures. So basically till now what we have done, we have stored a data, a value in a single variable, right? A single value in a single variable. Now the thing is, what I want to do here, I want to store multiple values in a single variable. So for that, what you need to do? You need to use the data structures in Python. It is used to store multiple values in a single variables, single variable. So what are the types of data structures? List is there, tuple, set, and dictionary. So let's see how we are going to use the list data structure and how we are going to manipulate multiple data points. So in real time, you don't have to work with what single value, you have to work with multiple values here. So let's see here how we are going to store the. So we are having a sales variable. In that, I'm going to use square bracket so that I can store multiple values here. Okay. So 250, 450, 300, 900, 657, 876, and so on. So this is nothing but how we are storing the multiple data points in a single variable. So if I print sales, as you can see, here it is giving you what? All the values. So let's say if I want to call the first value, sales in square bracket, I need to use 0 because every value starts with what? 0 index number here. Now if I uh, use the print function and if I call this sales 0, so what I got? I got the 250 value here. So lists are used to store ordered data. Okay, so let's say if you want to store the daily sales, monthly profit, quantities, expenses, anything you can store in the list data structure. Next, I'm going to talk about this dictionary. Okay, so dictionary is nothing but two-dimensional data structure. Two-dimension data structure. So which is used to store, okay, the data in key and value format. Key value format. So let's say how we are going to create a list. Let's see. I'm going to take the employees data. In the flower bracket, we need to store the key and value format. Let's say I'm going with what name. Okay. Next, department. Next, salary. Yes. Okay. I want to store one more here. I want to store age as well. Yes. So this is how you are going to create a list dictionary here. Now, if I am going to print employee, so as you can see here, you will get to see the data in the key and value format. So dictionary stores key value pairs. This is similar to what database row. Okay. Next thing. So let's say now if you want to iterate a value again and again until the condition satisfied. So in Python programming language, we are having this loops concept, loops. It is used to iterate the values. So we are having two types of loops, for loop and while loop here. So let's say we are having the sales values, right? We are having the sales. I want to iterate one by one all the values here to perform a calculation. So let's say how we are going to use the for loop here. So creating a program to find the total sales. So for that, first of all, you need to create a total sales variable. We are having the sales value on above. Here, I'm going to use for loop. For I in sales, I'm going to iterate one by one all the sales values, and then I'm going to store it using the assignment operator one by one. Then if I print total sales, here you will get to see the total sales. So now the thing is, if you want to store this program inside a function, so what we need to do here, we need to use the user defined functions, UDF. So what is the actual use of UDF? It is used to create user can create own functions. Now let's see how we are going to store this program inside a function. So I'm going to use a def keyword here. Next, you need to provide the name of the function. Here I'm going to use sum of function. Next, here I'm going to provide the values or list underscore values. Yes. Next thing. So again, I'm going to type the same program. Total sales equals to 0. Next, for I in list underscore values, total sales plus or equals to what? I here. Next, I'm returning a statement. I'm returning a statement that is nothing but with the help of formatting string here. So the total sales is in flower bracket. I'm going to type total sales here. Now if I run this one, if I'm going to call the sum of function and I'm going to type sales, which is nothing but the list, and if I run this one, so what I got the statement with total sales here. The total sales is 3433 here. So the thing is, in data analytics, we don't repeat the code. We create reusable logics with the help of functions. and functions improve scalability and clean coding. In real companies, modular code is mandatory. Next, now I'm going to talk about the most important um, library in Python. So basically, Python is popular for data analysis because of libraries. So libraries are nothing but it contain pre-written codes. Libraries contain pre-written codes which helps users to a data perform a task in an easier way. So now uh, a programmer doesn't need to write the code again and again, write the code from the scratch. So they just want to use the libraries of Python, which helps them to perform a task. In Python, there are 1,40,000 plus libraries. Let's see how we are going to use this library. So we are having top libraries which helps you to perform data analysis tasks, libraries to perform data analysis tasks. So we are having this pandas, then matplotlib, next seaborn, scipy, numpy, etc. So let's talk about pandas library because pandas is a data analysis library. Pandas is a data analysis library. Let's see how we are going to so whenever if you want to use any library, first you need to install it. As we are using Jupyter notebook, so we don't need to install the pandas library. So let's say in future if you want to install pandas library, so you need to go with this syntax. You need to use exclamation pip. What is the use of exclamation here? For forcefully. Pip install pandas. I'm going to skip this one because I've already installed this pandas library. Now, how to use this library? To use a library. Import method you need to use. Import pandas as PD. PD is nothing but the standard name of pandas. So let's see. If you want to check the version of pandas which you are using, because version is very important. Version uh, updated version contain latest methods. Okay, so here I'm going to show you to check the version. So simple, you need to go with what print. Now we need, if you want to use any method of pandas, so simply you need to go with what PD here. PD dot underscore underscore version underscore underscore here. That's it. Now if you run this one, so as you can see, this is nothing but 2.2.2 here. So let's say now if you want to load the file data from the Excel. So first of all, what we are going to do here, I'm going to load the data in this Jupyter environment. So you need to go to this home and you need to click on upload here. Okay. So now you need to search for the destination where is the file located. So here I'm having this tips data. I'm going to select this tips and then I'm going to click on open. As you can see, the data is uploaded in the Jupyter environment. Now what we need to do, we need to load the data from this here. So let's see how we are going to load the data. Loading the data. So here you need to go with this thing. DF is nothing but the data frame. So in pandas, we are having three data structures: series, data frame, and panel. DF equals to pd dot read underscore CSV. So this method helps you to extract the data from the CSV file. I'm going to provide tips.csv, the file name, and then here, as you can see, the data is loaded. Now, if you want to see the structure of a data frame, to get the structure of a data frame, data set, you need to type df.info. As you can see, these are nothing but the structure, like the type of the data frame, that is nothing but the type of the data set is data frame. Total number of entries 244, number of columns 7, and here are the data types: float, object. Object is nothing but the string in pandas. So two float, one integer, and four objects here. So let's see. Let's say if you want to get the first 5 records, so you need to use df.head. So what we'll do, we'll perform exploratory analysis. Data analysis. So let's see. I want to get the first 5 records. So df.head we need to use. As you can see, this is nothing but the first 5 records here. Next thing, let's say I want to find out the duplicate records, and I bet you that here if you learn this programming language, then you can easily perform data analysis. The complex data analysis starts in an easier way in Python programming language. So let's say I want to find out the duplicate records. So you need to go with what? Df square bracket df dot duplicated we need to use duplicate. Now if I run this one, so as you can see, we found out that we are having one duplicate record in our data set. Now how to remove this one? It's very simple. So df dot drop underscore duplicates we need to use, and inside this one, if you run this cell, it will not remove the duplicate in the permanent way. So if you want to make it permanent, you need to go with what? In place equals to true here. Now if you run this one and if you type again df dot duplicated, and as you can see, now it is not showing any kind of duplicate record. Now if you want to see is there any null values in our data set, so simply we need to go with this what? To get the null values records. So simply you need to go with what? Df of df dot is null dot any access equals to 1. And if you run this one, so as you can see, there are no null values records in our data set. There is one more method if you want to find how many null values are there in each column. So simply you need to go with what df dot is null here. Now if you run this one, is null dot sum. As you can see, it is showing 0. That means no null values records in the data set. So now let's see, I want to know what is the total bill we have generated from each day. So here, to get the total bill generated from each day. So simply there is a function method called group by. So here df dot group by, and then you need to provide the day column. Next, in square bracket, you need to provide the total bill. So if you want to group the similar values, you need to put the column inside the group by function. And the if you want to perform an aggregation on a column, you need to provide it in a square bracket. Then you need to go with what? Aggregation function. So let's say if I run this one, so I got what? The total number of the total bill by each day here. This same if you want in a organized way, in an order way. So simply you need to go with this what? Here you need to continue this code dot sort underscore values ascending equals to false here. If you run this one, now on Saturday we got the highest total bill here. Okay. So now the thing is like that, what you can do, you can summarize it and you can understand about the data. So let's say if you want to see um, the quick summary statistic of a column. So what you need to do, you just need to use a function which helps you to perform quick summary statistic, that is nothing but df. I want to perform the quick summary statistic on total bill dot describe, you need to use describe. So as you can see, so in total bill 243 is there, the number of values 243, mean, average 19, standard deviation, minimum up to max here. Okay, so let's see, I want to create a visual on this insight. So for that, what we need to do here, uh, here I'm going to use the plot method. Create a bar chart, okay, to show the total sales, total bill of each day. So simple, again you need to go with the same steps, df dot group by. Here we need to go with this day, in square bracket you need to provide the column which we are performing aggregation sum, and there is a method, simple method, that is nothing but plot. So plot method helps you to create any type of visual. So let's say I want to create a bar, right? So kind equals to bar bar, that's it. So if you want the bars in horizontal way, you need to type h. So if I run this one, so as you can see, it creates a bar chart for us so that we can easily understand. So whenever if you want to create a quick visual, so simply you need to go with this what? Plot method in pandas. Whereas we are having other libraries which helps you to perform uh, interactive and dynamic visualizations. Okay. So let's see now what we are going to do here. We are going to understand a case study. So let's say the scenario is case study. Okay, the scenario, you are working as a data analyst in a restaurant and you want to find some insights here. To understand the customer behavior, you need to find some insights. So let's see what are the insights here. So let's say uh, you want to find out revenue, total revenue. Then you want to understand the distribution of the data. Next, you want to find out the average tip. Next, on which day, from which gender revenue is generating more. So these are nothing but the insights you have to find out. So let's see. So let's say I want to find out the total revenue here. So here what we need to do, total revenue. So it's very simple. So you need to go to a df total underscore bill. So what I want to do here, I'm going to create a variable called total revenue equals to dot sum here. Now I'm going to print with formatting string total revenue is yes. Now if I run this one, so we got the total revenue that is nothing but 4,840. Now what is the second question? Distribution of the data. So instead of looking the distribution of data in a numerical, I'm going to create a plot which help us to understand the distribution of the data. So for this, I'm going to use Seaborn library to create the scatter plot. So I'm going to import Seaborn as SNS. Then I'm going to import the matplotlib as well, dot pyplot as plt. Now let's see how we are going to build the scatter plot. So here, not scatter, histogram. Okay. So what is the use of histogram? To see the distribution of the data here. So what you need to do, simple, you need to go with this SNS dot histogram, histplot. We are having multiple methods are there. There is a rel plot is there, KD, kernel density estimation. So we'll go with what? Rel plot, relational plot. Okay. So here I am going with this what date df of total underscore bill, comma. Next, I'm going to create kind equals to hist histogram fill. Yes, that's it. Now I'm going to create a title. So So the thing is, you can make interactive visuals with the help of Seaborn library. And if you want to customize it, you can go with what? Matplotlib library here. Okay. So plt dot, here I am going with this what title here, distribution of total revenue. Next, plt dot, in X label, I want this bins, and in Y label, I want total revenue. So I want to understand in which category the customer is spend, in which range the customer is spending more. Plt dot show. Now if you run this one, okay. So what we'll do, we'll go with this hist plot only. Yes. Now you can see this is nothing but the histogram. As you can see, we got the title, distribution of total revenue, bins, total revenue here. So what we are finding here, we are finding in which range the customer is spending more. Yes, with the help of distribution here. So as you can see here, from 10 to 20, we are having more number of range. That means the customer is spending more in between 10 to 20 range here. So this is how you're going to create. What is the next question here? Next, I want to find out the average tip. So how you're going to find out the average tip? Average tip given to waiters. So df avg tip equals to df of tip dot mean we need to use. Print with formatting string average tip is yes. So this is how you're going to get the average tip here. Next, last question. So let's say from which gender revenue is generating more. Okay. So I'm going to use again the group by function here. Gender wise total bill, total revenue. So what we need to do here, we need to go with this one df dot group by, then we need to use gender, next total underscore bill, next sum. I want to show it in a bar chart, so I'm going to use kind equals to bar here. Now if I run this one, so as you can see, from male gender we are generating more number of bill here. So I hope you find it very easy here. So with the help of this Python programming language, you can easily perform any kind of data analysis task, whether it is complex data set or a normal data set. So in this session, in this master class, we have learned about Python fundamentals, data structures, functions, pandas, and real business case study here. So I hope you found this class helpful. So the final message is Python is not just a programming language, it is a problem solving tool for data analysts. Okay, thank you everyone.